Welcome to all my students of 9th class in your this class of geography. Today I am going to teach you your first chapter of geography, that is India, size and location. India has achieved multi-phase socio-economic progress during the last few decades. It has moved forward, displaying remarkable progress in the field of agriculture, industry, technology, and overall economic development. India has also contributed significantly to the making of world history. Means to say, if we see the developmental growth of India in the last few decades, we shall find out that India has got the remarkable success, not particularly in one concerns of economic area, but also it has achieved multi-success in so many areas of economic development, like in science and technology, agriculture sector, industrial sector, service sector, information and communication technology, in space, trade and commerce, foreign trade, banking, etc. Let's start the study of location of India. India is a vast country lying entirely in the northern hemisphere. भारत एक बहुत बड़ा देश है जो कि पूरी तरह से उत्तरी गोलार्ध में स्थित है. The mainland extends between latitude 8 degree 4 minute north and 37 degree 6 minute north. We can see this. And latitudes 68 degree 7 minute east and 97 degree 25 minute east. We can see this. If we change the latitudinal extent from 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north, it will be total in a kilometer 3214 kilometer. The same if we change the extent of longitudes into kilometer, it will be total 2933 kilometer. The Tropic of Cancer divides the country into almost two equal parts. The Tropic of Cancer divides the country on 23 degree 30 minute north. To the southeast and southwest of the mainland lie Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea respectively. The extent of these islands is from Andaman and Nicobar Island between 14 degree north to 6 degree north, and Lakshadweep Island extend between 14 degree north and 8 degree north. India is in the eastern part of the world. Now size. The landmass of India has an area of 3.28 million square kilometer that I have shown through blue color. India's total area accounts for about 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world that I have shown in this diagram. India is the 7th largest country of the world. The bar diagram shows the comparative size of the 7 largest countries of the world. India has a land boundary of about 15,200 kilometers that I have shown through white lines. The total length of the coastline of the mainland, including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep, is 7,516.6 kilometers that I have shown again through white lines. But these are showing the coastline of the mainland. Length of the coastline of the mainland. These white lines are showing. India is bounded by the Jungfrau Mountains in the northwest. We can see northwest, north and northeast also. We can see. South of about 22° north latitude, it begins to taper and extend toward the Indian Ocean. We can see 23° north, it begins to Indian Ocean. We can see. Dividing it into 2 seas. The Arabian Sea on the west, and the Bay of Bengal on its east. We can see now. The latitudinal and longitudinal extent of the mainland is about 30°. That I have shown through this yellow part. So now the question arises, how shall we find out the latitudinal and longitudinal difference that is of total 30°. So we have an easy method that we can subtract the lower latitude from the higher latitude, and the same subtract the lower longitude from the higher latitude. So by doing this, first I have subtracted 37° 6 minute north and 8° 4 minute north. So I have subtracted 8° 4 minute north from 37° 6 minute north. So I have got the data 29° 2 minute north, and the same I have subtracted 68° 7 minute east from 97° 25 minute east. So the data that I have got is the 29° 18 minute east. So approximately both the latitudinal and longitudinal differences come to 30°. Just see how I have reduced. Okay. Despite the fact the east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north-south extent, the east-west I have shown through yellow lines, and north-south extent I have shown through the red lines. And after going through this diagram, we shall find out that the east-west extent has been shown by the yellow lines. We shall find out that east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north-south extent. North-south extent I have shown through red lines. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time lag of 2 hours. Means to say, for example, if it is currently 10 AM in Arunachal Pradesh, then it would be at the same time 8 AM in Gujarat. Means there is a difference of 2 hours. And why these differences are? Because there is a longitudinal difference between Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat is 30°. So we divide this 30° from 15. So it will come 2 hours. And why we are dividing from 15? Because we know that Earth rotates 15 degree in a 1 hour. So, if there is a difference between Arunachal and Gujarat of 30 degree, so we should divide it from 15. Therefore, we get the exact time. Therefore, because of having the longitudinal difference from Arunachal to Gujarat, there is a difference of 2 hours. To avoid this difference, India has a standard time. Standard time is the official time of a country or an area with reference to the Greenwich time. It can be calculated with the help of the Greenwich time. Time along the standard meridian of India, 82 degree 30 minute east, passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh, is taken as the standard time for the whole country. So, the standard time that has been taken for India is the 82 degree 30 minute east, that is passing in Mirzapur, that is passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. The longitudinal extent influences the duration of the day and night as one moves from south to north. We can see कि latitudinal differences, latitudinal extenses influences the duration of day and night as it moves from south to north. We can see clearly in this diagram. Now, India and the world. India has a central location between East and West Asia. India is a southward extension of the Asian continent. The trades, Indian Ocean routes which connect the countries of Europe in the west and the countries of East Asia provide a strategic central location to India. Now, through the green lines, what I have shown, the Deccan Peninsula protrudes into the Indian Ocean. This helps, the green lines are showing the close contact of India with West Asia, Africa and Europe from the western coast. So, these green lines are showing the close contact of India with West Asia, Africa and Europe from the western coast that I have shown through green lines. And again, through yellow lines, I have shown the close contact of India with Southeast Asia and East Asia from the eastern coast that I have shown through yellow lines. No other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has indeed. It is India's eminent position in the Indian Ocean which justifies the naming of an ocean after it. So, जो भारत की सिचुएशन है वो बहुत ही उत्कृष्ट है और हिंद महासागर पे इसकी पोजीशन बहुत ही उत्कृष्ट और मजबूत है. वेरी एमिनेंट पोजीशन ऑफ इंडिया इज देयर ऑन इंडियन ओशन. देयरफॉर इसीलिए इस सी का नाम क्या पड़ा? इंडियन ओशन, हिंद महासागर. इंडियाज कॉन्टैक्ट विद द वर्ल्ड have contributed through the ages, but her relationship through the land routes are much older than her maritime contacts. Means to say, India contact with the world has continued since ages, but her contact through land routes are much older than the sea routes. The various passes in the mountains were accessible to the foreigners, while the oceans restricted their interaction for a long time. The sea routes became easily accessible after the 15th century. In 1498, Vasco da Gama discovered the sea routes to India. Since then, people of European countries started coming to India. These routes have contributed in the exchange of ideas and commodities since ancient times. The ideas of Upanishads, Ramayana, and the stories of Panchatantra spread to many countries. The Indian numericals and the decimal system thus could reach many parts of the world. Not only that, the trade of spices, muslin, and other merchandise became possible through sea routes. India is separated by natural features like mountains and rivers. India is separated from rest of the continent of Asia by the mighty Himalayas and mountains. India has 28 states and 7 union territories. Now, Indian neighbors. India's position in the South Asia is strategic. India's neighboring countries are Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. India has had strong geographical and historical links with her neighbors that I can show through this map. India has a long land boundary, we can see through this map. We share our borders with Pakistan and Afghanistan in the west. In the west, we share our borders with Afghanistan and Pakistan, Tibet, Nepal and Bhutan. We can see Nepal, Tibet and Bhutan in the north. And Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east. We have island neighbors also. Our southern neighbors across the sea consist of the 2 island countries. Means to say that we have island neighbors also. And they are Sri Lanka and Maldives in the south. Sri Lanka and Maldives in the south. Sri Lanka is separated from India by the Pak Strait, we can see, by the Pak Strait and Gulf of Mannar. And Gulf of Mannar. Sri Lanka is separated from India by the Pak Strait and Gulf of Mannar. We can see Gulf of Mannar and Pak Strait. Maldives lie to the south of Lakshadweep. India has had strong geographical and historical links with her neighbors countries. Thank you. If you have further any more problem in geography, you can contact to your Sarita ma'am. Again, very thank you to all of you.